お嬢様。
Hello my lords and ladies, Joe here, and today I would like to talk to you about the free trial. Yes, the free trial which you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 with no restrictions on playtime. And if you know me, you know that I'm a huge advocate for the trial. In fact, at the time of this recording, I am still a trial player going on... let's see here... Now, most of you are probably stunned by that and wonder what it is that I'm doing in the trial. And the answer is simple. Content. Yes, there is actually a lot you can do, even if you are gated off in Heavensward, and I want to do it all. But in the process of doing it all, I have learned that there are some things you should maybe hold off until you become a Square Enix pay pig. So here are some things that you can do in the trial, but maybe shouldn't. Let me start off with something you can do for free, and that's hit that like and sub button. You get to support the critically unnoticed Ojo-sama channel, the entirety of its videos, with no restriction on watch time. First, I gotta start out with the high-end Blue Mage content. Yes, even though Blue Mage is technically a Stormblood job, trial players can still unlock it. And by all means do so. Complete all the level 60 quests. Finish all 30 of the available Masked Carnival stages. Get all the spells you can in A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. But if you're aiming to get that marble mount, you might want to put that in the back burner. As I mentioned, you can get all the spells in A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, but you are still cut off from getting any Stormblood spells. And there are a lot of good spells in Stormblood. And the way that Blue Mage works, once you get a spell, you can use them at any level. So while you can technically join parties for every raid needed to get the mount, you won't tank, heal, or DPS as good as a non-trial Blue Mage. You are basically the equivalent of a class that isn't using their job stone. And while some parties may not kick you out for not having the spells, I know I wouldn't want to feel like I'm holding everyone back. Which kind of stinks, because this content was released before the Stormblood spells were even available. But that's what happens when you scale down without skill syncing. Next, the hunt. So you want that tiger mount, do you? Eyeing those 5,000 kills you need and thinking, hey, why not just start this out in the trial? Well, you actually probably should start it out. But if you want to get all the kills needed to get the tiger, just know that you are going to be at a huge disadvantage. When it comes to S-rank hunts, having limited access to only the base game and Heavensward zones, you get to only participate in a fraction of the hunts, ensuring that it will take a lot longer for those 2,000 S-rank kills. But that's not even the real hard part. The A ranks are the real challenge. There's the same issue of zone availability, but also there are no trains for A ranks. It's usually first come, first serve. And while the competition for A ranks isn't that fierce, killing them can take a ton of time for a level 60 player. Even as a level 60, not all A Realm Reborn A ranks are soloable. And the Heavensward A ranks take a ton of time to whittle down their health. So unless you have some higher level friends, getting the necessary 3,000 kills will be an absolute slog. And as we all know, trial players have no friends. Not only that, but if you are interested in getting any of the other hunt mounts, you might want to hold off until you get to the end game so you can kill multiple birds with one stone. Instead of doing the insane grind to get the tiger mount, only to have to do thousands of other hunts to get the Triceratops and the pug mount. Also, the Forgiven Reticence mount comes from the currency of the Shadowbringer and Beyond hunts, so you can take care of that as well. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the Disciple of the Land classes and some of the things you can do. For most of the titles, it is a simple process of attrition. But when it comes to some of the fishing titles, you might want to wait until you've unlocked all of the fishing abilities in the main game to attempt, particularly the A Realm Reborn fishing quest titles, especially of Dragon's Deep. Having attempted it, I can tell you it takes a very long time to even complete the first part of the quest, even for a level 60 fisher. This extends to ocean fishing as well. While possible to attain the Major General Minion and the Hybotus mount on the trial, the mere idea of a level 60 fisher obtaining the Ocean Fisher and Master of the Sea titles seems an impossibility for a trial player. If you're a trial player and have accomplished these feats, please let me know in the comments. And on a final note for the Disciple of the Land classes, you can fulfill your gathering rank in the Ishgardian Restoration if you really wanted to, at least for Miner and Botanist. To do this in the Diadem, you can harvest level 80 materials from nodes at these wonderful percentage rates. Boy, this sure is fun! Or the more reliable method of using your Aetheromatic Auger to kill mobs that have a guarantee of dropping level 80 materials. Doing this, you can inch closer to completing your rank requirements for the titles, and getting a little head start on your 500,000 points required to get your Pteranodon mount. But yeah, do you really want to go at a slug's pace for something that is already a huge grind? And you won't even be able to use those materials to craft until you buy a sub. So you're shooting yourself in the foot a second time. To be honest, I seriously doubt the thought of attempting to get 500,000 points for Miner and Botanist even crossed anyone's mind when playing the trial. This is more of a did you know than an actual suggestion. So those are things you can do in the trial, but maybe you shouldn't. But another thing I would like you to take away from this is not only what I've said, but what I haven't said as well. Notice that I did not mention Savage Raiding, crafting, Palace of the Dead, sightseeing, or even getting a Realm Reborn relic weapons. That is because I think you should do these things. While some of them are harder for trial players, they are still worth doing. If you are a trial player, what do you think? Are you crazy enough to do any of these things I suggested against? If you're not a trial player, is there something else you would recommend for trial players to wait on doing until they are subbed? There's definitely one thing you shouldn't wait to do, and that's to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the world of tomorrow.